Hi people, it's me again, Moreno Ravenberg. In this video, I'm going to discuss the mental or astral weight that comes along with being an occultist. And I already have a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, just wait until the end of this video to see it pop up in the end screen, called The Toll of Being Me, in which I discuss the stuff I can do and my level of skill and proficiency and knowledge comes at a hefty cost or hefty price. It takes a tremendous mental toll on me, to the point where pretty much at the very least a group of people, regular people, would go insane if they were to be exposed to the level of mental pressure I expose myself to, as in clinically insane, having a mental breakdown and everything. But yeah, I've also done videos in the past, but when I compare it, as in how far I've come since then, this was in 2018, then yeah, it's a whole different ball game, or it's a whole different playing field. So yeah, I'm also going to link those videos if you want to watch those past videos in the description below. What, if I recall it correctly, it's one of them was what the meaning is of the phrase "as above, so below," and in that I explain all of it. But let's just say this is a revised version, if you will, a 2.0, and as above, so below 2.0. One thing that people know, occultism is not for the weak-minded. You really need to have a strong stomach. And I already have a previous video in which I discussed that people, generally speaking, that have an interest in the occult, or people that practice and or have an interest in the occult, that life, generally speaking, is not pleasant for these people. Countless examples, myself included, are there. Whenever you look at people that have either practice or have an interest in the occult, or both, or anything relating to spirituality, these people aren't exactly successful people. These people aren't what you would describe, generally speaking, successful. I'm talking about within a mainstream context, as in these people have got their act together, and so on and so forth. No, usually these are deadbeats, honestly. These people form the lowest class of society in general. People that are dead broke, financially struggling, people that have a bunch of psychological disorders of a mundane nature, people that don't have their act together. For these people, life is a struggle overall. Life is an uphill battle, and not just a little. But that's normal. In that one of my old videos, I said that it's, metaphorically speaking, the price God makes you pay for being engaged with the occult. Because if you compare the fact that the average person doesn't even come close to being knowledgeable on the occult up to a degree of 1%, then you know what time it is. So yeah, the average person is way too underdeveloped for that. Not even underdeveloped spiritually. The average person isn't developed spiritually. For them, life just consists of what they can see, hear, and feel. That's all. And that's it. That's all for these people. They have no idea that there are higher beings that rule over them. They don't know anything. They just take life as it comes in general. Yeah, so that's point one that I wanted to make, that I wanted to lay emphasis on. I also get a lot of people, new people, and these people don't watch my old videos for some reason. They don't watch a lot of my videos. They watch the latest videos. They do watch some old videos, but I have so many videos that people tend to miss all of this in terms of content. So hence me reiterating myself. Yeah, point two is that as an occultist, you'll become, if you're someone that practices and you practice seriously and for an extensive amount of time, you'll by default become more serious. You'll become a lot more serious. People have bugged me numerous times about this in the past, and about things. One thing in particular, that I never smile. Over the course of my life, up until I was I think 30 or 32, people bug me relentlessly about the fact that I never smile. People told me that it's like I have a black cloud hanging over my head. I rarely smile. I always have some kind of strong, stern face, as in, And I've told people in the past that my location and its lack of any kind of worth is the reason for why I don't smile, which is true. But on a side note, as a secondary or tertiary reason, it's simply because I'm an occultist. The burden I carry on my shoulders of all of being capable is one of the drawbacks in terms of being capable of what I do. No pain, no gain is what I've always told myself. But another thing is that the knowledge, coming into contact with divine knowledge, will automatically make you more of a serious person. That's my point too. It makes you a more serious person because the best example that I can give is as following. Imagine if you, through some kind of happenstance, not by coincidence, you went to look for an answer in terms of when the world is going to end, and you actually get a legitimate answer. You actually know when the world is going to end. Would you still be able to behave like the people you see around you? No, of course not. You'd become a lot more serious, and all the while people would ask you, what's wrong? It's like something's wrong with you. You'd be completely more serious. Imagine knowing that the world is going to end in 2 weeks. Would you still seriously say, oh, okay, let's go to the mall, let's go watch a movie? Would you still be so uninhibited and so carefree? No, of course not. You'd be completely serious. You wouldn't know what to do, and you'd sit there and you just think about so many things, as in what are you gonna do, etc., etc., etc. All the while everyone else is running around like idiots, and people are just smiling and laughing and laughing their asses off and doing whatever people do, so to speak. But yeah, it automatically it would have a profound effect on you that is practically irreversible. Well, what has been learned cannot be unlearned, so to speak. And you would completely become more serious. You would not smile a lot. Screw that, you wouldn't smile at all. You'd literally just sit there and you'd sit there just thinking about everything. And that's what it's pretty much like as an occultist, with the knowledge and all of it. Okay, with all of it, with the knowledge comes along. With divine knowledge comes melancholy. That's the best way to phrase it. It just automatically, it makes you a more serious person, because once you learn how the world works, once you learn how things work in reality. For those of you that are wondering what this is just chips. It's thingy. It's just it's like Pringles or Mist or something, blah blah, whatever. It's just potato chips, yeah. Yeah. For those of you that are wondering what. I'm sorry, my mind is distracted by the potato chips. In any case, yeah, it automatically has a profound effect on you. As an occultist, when you actually come into contact with divine knowledge and the power that comes along with it, and all the things that you've learned about the universe, and you've learned how the world works spiritually, aside from becoming much more self-aware, you also, like I said, you also lose your sense of joy for the most part. You become significantly more serious-minded, and you'll rarely smile. On occasion, when something's really funny, you'll smile, but for the rest, nah. Because that's the effect that the knowledge has on you. That's one of the drawbacks. But of course, to say that it's worth it is an understatement. Words cannot describe how much it's worth. I mean how worth it is. And that's where the saying comes from King Solomon. He that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Let me look it up briefly. I'll be able to tell you. King Solomon, proverb. He that increaseth knowledge. It's right here, Solomon. It's in the Bible as well. I'm sorry, what is it? Ecclesiastes. Where is it? Oh crap. Give me a second, people. Hold on. We're increase it now. Oh, for the love of sake, man. Yeah. Yeah, Ecclesiastes, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Ecclesiastes 1:18. Yeah, let me see. Specifically this part, with wisdom comes sorrow, and I set my mind to seek and explore by wisdom all that is done under heaven. What a heavy burden God has laid upon the sons of men to occupy them. I have seen all the things that are done under the sun, and have found them all to be futile, a pursuit of the wind. What is crooked cannot be straightened, and what is lacking cannot be counted. I said to myself, behold, I have grown and increased in wisdom beyond all those before me who were over Jerusalem, and my mind has observed a wealth of wisdom and knowledge. So I set my mind to know wisdom and madness and folly. I learned that this too is a pursuit of the wind. For with much wisdom comes much sorrow, and as knowledge grows, grief increases. Especially the last line speaks for itself. Yeah, he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow, and within much knowledge lies much pain and much grief. Which is literally true, but it's meant within a divine context. Once you translate it to layman's terms, once you learn how the world works on a spiritual level, and you understand how the universe works, even if it's only up to a small extent, it will have such a profound and primordial impact on you, to the point where, believe me, melancholy is going to set in, significant levels of melancholy, and you're just going to be that serious. You're really just going to look at the entire world in a different context, because you're going to become a lot more self-aware, and it's still worth it. Like I said, life will be so much better, because for me, I for one would much rather be ridiculously unhappy and be as I am, knowledgeable and everything, than be happy but stupid. You can't have it both ways. That's why the saying, ignorance is bliss, exists, because ignorance is literally blissful. The less you know about the world, the happier you are. As in, the dumber you are, the happier you are. Just think of it this way, a dog isn't familiar with how the human world works and so on. So a dog is usually just carefree, living in the moment to moment. Just completely yeah. That dog has no idea of what kind of burdens are all around him, and how the world works and whatnot. The dumber you are, the happier you are, the more uninhibited you are, the more carefree you are. But with more knowledge, with vast levels of knowledge, come vast levels of burdens. I already have a previous video, nothing in this world is free, okay? Everything comes at the cost of something else, and it's the same thing here. Within an occult context, divinity is one hell of a burden on one's shoulders, and that burden will automatically make one melancholic. It will make you serious, it will make you stern, and it will fill you with sorrow more often than not, to the point where joyfulness and laughter and just general superficiality will completely flee, will completely leave you, even if it was present, regardless of in how many quantities it was present. So yeah, that's all. I'll see you guys later. Bye.